Revamp, Fathom, Deter, Impede 4つの動詞を学んでいきましょう。新しい動詞を覚えるとなんとなくちょっとしたレベルアップできたかなという気持ちになりますよね。それからね、実際の会話で最近覚えた動詞を使えると嬉しいですよね。でもその前に意味、使い方、例文をちゃんと勉強しないといけないですね。今回の動詞たちをしっかり理解して今度会話で使ってみてください。本当に使わないとダメですよ。無理やりでもいいんです。話の途中でチャンスを作って入れてみましょう。例えば今回の2番目の動詞 Fathom I recently got a new car but the automatic parking system is really hard to fathom こんな感じで日常会話で使うと覚えやすくなります。自分のことですからね。You ready to learn some new verbs? I hope me changing into English now doesn't impede the learning process. Don't worry, you'll fathom it out. The first verb is revamp. Revamp, revamp, revamp. Here's the meaning in Japanese. To revamp something is to renovate, refurbish, or update, to give it a new and improved appearance or functionality. It's kind of like a makeover. We revamped this old house. The origin of the word is actually pretty fascinating. If we break it down into two parts, we get re and vamp. The re part, as you know, means to do something again. But the vamp part means the front part of a shoe. In the late 18th century, vamp began to be used metaphorically to mean to patch up or to repair. When people had their shoes repaired, they had them revamped. But the language still remains, and in modern English, it's used in situations like these. Revamp a website. Revamp a restaurant menu. Revamp a bedroom. Revamp a logo. Can we revamp people? Not really. But you can revamp your wardrobe, which means to buy a whole new set of clothes. The software developer is working to revamp the user interface, making it more intuitive and user-friendly. So we often use revamp for computer things like making an interface easier to use or making it just look better. So sometimes when our computers are updated to the newest version, we can say that the new version has been given a revamp or it's been revamped. The school is undergoing a major renovation to revamp its facilities and learning environment for students. So we can use revamp for like facilities, meaning like furniture or maybe the decoration, the lighting, that kind of thing. But also we can also revamp like a system or a learning environment. It can be used in a very wide range of ways. Here's a quote from Martha Stewart, one of the most famous TV personalities in the US. Life is too complicated not to be orderly. I'm a very structured person. I make lists and I'm constantly trying to revamp my life. The second verb is fathom. 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 This is what it means in Japanese. In modern English, fathom means to work out a problem or try to understand something on a deep level. It's often paired with out, as in fathom out. But as you saw from the first definition, it was originally used for measuring the depth of water, especially for sailors navigating the oceans. Fathom is also a unit of measurement. 6 feet. Or 1.8288 meters. Historically, it was the distance from fingertip to fingertip of a man's outstretched arms. The measurement is still used in maritime contexts and certain industries, but in daily conversation, we use the verb fathom in situations like these. Fathom a mystery. Fathom a mathematical equation. Fathom someone's intentions. Fathom a distance. Despite his best efforts, he couldn't fathom the complexities of quantum physics. Well, I know exactly how this person feels. I couldn't fathom that either. It's hard to fathom the depths of grief she must be feeling after losing her husband of 50 years. So we can also use fathom to try and father out someone's feelings, someone's emotions, someone's intentions, and in this case, to fathom the amount of grief someone is feeling. Let's have a real-life quote from Noel Gallagher, one of the bad boys of British pop and former member of one of my favourite bands, Oasis. What's problematic about playing stadiums and driving around in private jets and drinking champagne at 8 o'clock in the morning? What's wrong with that? I haven't got a problem with that. I can't fathom why people would. 2 chicken, 1 beef. So as we move into the summer season, I've been working on a plan. I'm revamping the entire menu. I want to add a few more vegetarian options and possibly some game dishes. Something like maybe some rabbit or some venison, maybe some wild boar. I'm also revamping the menu design itself because we've been using this one for about 2 or 3 years now, and I think a design change is in order. I downloaded some software from the internet. It's called Adobe InDesign, and it's got a very steep learning curve, but I'm hoping I'll be able to fathom it out over the next couple of weeks. These guys are absolutely no help. I've got to do it all by myself. The third verb is deter. 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 What does it mean in Japanese? To deter means to discourage or prevent someone from doing something. This is usually done by creating fear or doubt about the consequences. For instance, perhaps you have seen signs like these near electrical transmission towers. These are trying to deter kids from climbing by using some pretty scary images and words. But how do we use it in a conversation? At times like these. Lock your bike to deter thieves. Put up a camera to deter burglars. Issue a fine to deter speeding. Bad weather deters us from going out. The high cost of college tuition can deter some students from pursuing higher education. So if the prices are so high, some students may say, maybe I'm not going to go to college. It's too expensive. The prices are deterring them. It's kind of stopping them. A strong password can deter hackers from gaining unauthorized entry to your online accounts. So if you do a really strong password, maybe it's going to deter some hackers who are going to choose an easier password like 1234 or ABCD. Yeah, strong password is better to deter hackers. Let's have a quote from Colonel Sanders, the man who founded Kentucky Fried Chicken back in 1930. No hours, nor amount of labor, nor amount of money would deter me from giving the best that there was in me. Next up, we've got impede. 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 In Japanese, you'd say, when you obstruct or hinder the progress, movement, or development of something or someone. It's like putting a barrier in front of something. Imagine you're trying to get off the train, but there are some tourists with loads of suitcases at the door. They are impeding you from getting off the train. It's often used like this. A language barrier impedes communication. Heavy rainfall impedes construction work. Injuries impede an athlete's performance. Economic sanctions impede trade. Poor lighting conditions impedes visibility. Strict regulations are impeding the growth of small businesses in the area. So if you have too much red tape, too much bureaucracy, too many rules, then some people, they want to start a business, but they just can't. So those rules are impeding people from starting a business. Don't let the fear of failure impede you in the pursuit of your dreams. So if you have a big dream, but you may have a few doubts, a few kind of negative thoughts, don't let them impede you. Just smash them out the way. Here's a quote from Donald Trump. I'm sure he needs no introduction. I don't want to impede free press, by the way. The last thing I would want to do is that. Ha ha! Life on the island here can be tough, but I don't let that deter me from having a good time. Just a few days ago, I made a new boat. I made it from banana leaves and bamboo. It sunk 3 times. Ha ha! But I didn't let that deter me. Sometimes I don't have the tools, but I make them by myself with pieces of wood, shells, animal bones, and fish bones. It doesn't deter me, you know. Ha ha! Oh no! Crikey! Here they come again! I don't want to be anybody's dinner. It's homework time. You ready? Okay. Please make a sentence using the following words: rain, deter, hiking. Okay, so try and use all these 3 words. Make your own original sentence. It can be about anything you want. Twist it any which way you like, but you've got to use those 3 words. Okay, so I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and good luck.